All right, I'd like to call the meeting to order. Pledge of allegiance. Can't miss that.
Pledge allegiance to the United States, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, can I get a motion for the consent agenda, please?
So moved.
Second? Was that you, Patty? Patty, thank you. Anybody want, I would like to pull out the central office report and talk about it after public comment. 3A.
Julie, there's an error in the agenda on B. It's saying that it's the minutes for the April 4th school board meeting. It should be April 6th.
Oh, yeah.
And there's an omission in the minutes as well. So I don't know if you want to handle that right now or do that later.
There's no what in the minutes?
So in the minutes under committee reports, the last sentence above public comment, it says Glenn made the motion to accept the audit report for fiscal year 2025. It was seconded by, and there's nothing there. So
It was seconded by Peter.
It was somebody
Peter
from
said
West
he
Haven.
seconded.
Give me Scott.
Peter
Oh,
seconded.
it's Peter.
Pattern that happened. See what it was.
Patty.
All right, perfect. So we'll add Peter. Thank you, Glenn. Anything else? We appreciate your attention to detail. All right. Anything else? All right, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, public comment.
We're using the full version. Sorry. Just so that we can write legibly.
You need to use a microphone, yeah. It's for the people, it's for the people online. It's not about, yeah, it's not about us.
I know I have a rather full voice. That's what I was-
I call mine full too.
There you go. Good evening, everyone. And so I am Linda Corliss, and I'm an instructional assistant at Castleton Elementary School, who is proud to serve as the vice president for ESP of the Slate Valley Education Association. I'm here tonight with my fellow members to express our disappointment in the board's decision to walk away from negotiations and declare impasse instead of staying at the table until we reach a settlement that is fair to us, fair to our students, good for our schools, and good for our community. Instructional assistants and custodians perform some of the most important tasks in the school day. They ensure students get the services they need and deserve. They ensure that our schools are clean and well maintained. They are important backbones to quality education, and they deserve our and your support. Sadly, almost 60% of the instructional assistants and custodians that you employ can't make ends meet without working at least 2 jobs. Think on that for a moment, please. Members of our and your community who dedicate their careers to educating our community's children have to work more than 1 job to put food on the table, a roof over their heads, and clothes for them and their children. Also, sadly, the board's negotiators don't seem to understand that making offers that are so far removed from economic reality makes it seem that they don't care about the well-being of our own employees. In fact, the board's most recent salary offer would still leave instructional assistants and custodians earning less than a living wage in Rutland County. To bring these invaluable members of our school team up to that level, pay would have to increase by about $4 an hour, and the board is not getting anywhere close to that with their latest offer. I know we have a mediation session scheduled for a little over 3 weeks away. My hope is that we can remain at the table until we reach a deal that improves pay, improves safety, improves sick leave, and rewards loyalty, and offers the chance that instructional assistants and custodians can finally just have one job as educators to make ends meet. I want to thank you for listening, and I urge you to remember that we are all Slate Valley, and our students deserve educators who are valued members of our community. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I'd like to ask that to be part of public record for this evening, please.
Yep.
And I have a copy for
Yep.
all of you.
Go ahead and give it to the
Just-
minute taker, and then we'll pass it down.
For everybody here. Whoops.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Any other public comment? No hands. Nobody else. Okay. All right, central office report. So there were two reasons why I pulled out the central office report. The first one is I wanted to bring to light the issues with the Cognia testing that happened recently. I think our public deserves to know that I don't know if all you guys read it, but that it cut out and the third assessment, and therefore there are a number of students that have incomplete tests, and the state is not working super hard to resolve it, it doesn't seem like, from what is being stated. But I just want people to know that this could lead to lack of validity with our test results for next year for the Cognia test. So I just want that to be out there. Anybody have any questions about that? Yeah, go ahead, Janice.
I'm assuming other districts are having the same issue.
Yeah.
Not every district, but yes, I think, the Vermont Superintendent's Association, we are trying to work on a survey to see how many districts were actually impacted. Because initially we were told by the state that it was maybe 40 students, which for us, we believe it's 40 students in our district alone. So, so basically the only solution was to go back and have the students retake the entire test from the beginning. And we didn't feel like that was a reasonable solution.
Yeah, a reasonable ask for young students.
And we believe that this impacted our middle school kids, but we're still trying to sort all of that out, and the state is still looking into that. The state did say that they're not going to have students retake it now, and that they will be able to note that, I don't know, Walter, they said they'd be able to
Yeah,
like.
I guess they said on the score reports, there'd be like a notation saying that session 3 of the ELA was incomplete. So.
I just think we
But
need
you know,
to,
will they be reporting out as a state? Because usually they report out as a state as well. correct?
Well, I think there was more information that came to light too, was that session 3 is the writing portion of the assessment, and apparently the writing portion of the assessment was never taken into account or scored with the rest of the ELA. It never has been. So that was also a deeper conversation that I think we're having and need to have as a state, from my perspective. So I think there's many issues with the VT cap, and also, as we've discussed previously, the annual snapshot. There's some methodology errors in that as well. So I think we need to be careful when considering that data. Thank you.
yep. Glenn, did you have something?
No.
Okay. Anybody else? All right, I wanted to bring that to light. Second thing I wanted to bring to light was basically this entire report, but anywho, 5th, 6th athletics, again, I think we need to, I think it's important to know that we did gather information, and it looks like there's clear support for the transition for when it's implemented. So I just want to make sure that that's out there and that people understand that we've done our due diligence in that area for 5th, 6th sports. And then I feel like sometimes we get nervous to just really highlight ourselves, but I was really pleased with reading Casey's report about 80% of our students achieving their expected rate of growth or proficiency on the STAR 60. The STAR 60 is one we do 3 times a
360,
year.
yeah.
Yeah, 360. That we do 3 times a year, right? And that one is used for instruction, right? They actually use that data for instruction.
And I would say that and curriculum-based measures, I mean, we take more into account
Yep.
Than we do the VT
CAP,
scores.
right, because we get to
be
do
perfectly
it. Yeah,
honest.
exactly. But again, I think it's really important to share that we've reached our goal with that one, and that was amazing. And thank you for sharing.
And
that,
in
Casey.
fact, I think we're gonna move, I mean, you'll hear a bit about this at our next meeting, but I think we're gonna move that goalpost to 90%.
Nice.
Moving
Nice.
forward, but.
Awesome. Awesome. Any questions about that? Okay, awesome. Go
Julie?
ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
I'd just like to register my opinion one more time that I think 2 of those testing sessions would be sufficient.
Oh, gotcha.
It takes kids away from learning
Yep.
to be testing all that much.
So noted. Thank you.
It's 30 minutes. It's not the NWEA that you are familiar with.
We went to a shorter assessment.
30 minutes total?
Yeah.
Oh, that's okay.
That's like snack time. No.
Opinion swayed.
No, it used to be quite long.
Yeah,
Yes,
it
yes,
was, yeah.
8 years ago, maybe,
Mhm.
my 9th year.
Okay. So, and it also includes social emotional behavioral learning too, which is nicely included in there. So it's definitely worth a look at and a share. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, that's not a STAR 360,
No,
but yes,
that's
in case.
correct.
it's more,
Yeah. That's the data that we collect from the daily. Right. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. And then I thought also, Cheryl, thank you very much for the features current system foundation formula proposed to kind of like really categorize like how this potential shift from our current system to the foundation formula kind of shifts the landscape of funding education in the state of Vermont. And I think that's another area that I think I didn't want to just agree to in the consent agenda without bringing
Are
notice
they
to.
looking at 15,000 currently?
Oh, I think it's higher than that.
No,
No?
it's somewhere
Oh,
around
it's
there,
there.
but I
It's
think,
a little bit above 15.
Okay.
yeah,
I mean,
Well,
there's
there's a base amount, right? And then
that's
there's-
15, whatever, yeah. So I
15
mean,
something.
for us, it would be, yes,
An increase.
yes, substantial.
Yep. So thank you very much for the central office board report. All right, contracts action. I need action. I would take 2 motions, the column change, and then the new hires can go in 1. If anybody wants to do that. So I need a motion. So your motion is for the column change?
Second.
Thank you. So Kurt and then Peter, second. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye. Opposed? And then I need a motion for the new hires, library media specialist and school counselor.
Make a motion.
Second.
New teachers.
Awesome. Peter, then Patty. Any questions? Exciting that we have these hired in May.
And
Thank
I
you very
I
much.
want to point out, like, when I met with both of those candidates, they accepted the position on the spot because they, and they had choices, but they've heard a lot about our school district culture and reputation, and this is a place that they wanted to be. So that's very exciting.
Yeah, I know school counselor positions that haven't been filled for years.
And we had many applicants compared to what we've previously
Yeah, so
had.
that's awesome. Awesome.
schools are they going to?
The counselors, the high school, and librarian media specialist is Castleton Norwell.
Yep, awesome. Thank you very much. And then I need, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Awesome. And then I need a motion for the resignation of Lori Reniger, 5th grade teacher at Fairhaven Grade School.
So moved.
Second.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I've got a question. It just
Yep, go for it.
seems like a very positive letter and it's end of the year, but I'm just wondering if there's any idea why.
she's looking at a career change and going back to school.
So I would say, with regret, we accept that.
Okay, thank you, with regret. Any other questions? All those in favor, please say aye. Opposed? All right, thank you very much. All right, email etiquette for board members. So this is just a reminder, and Sally, with you being new, and we get lots of emails sometimes for things, that we try not to reply all, that we only reply to sender. Email groups of all board members conversing is considered a meeting. And so we have to be really careful when we reply, that we make sure we reply to the sender. So I know Brooke sometimes is not trying to start a conversation when she sends us out something that says, hey, can you be at blah, 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 or whatever.
Scheduling is okay.
Yeah, scheduling, that's okay. But, sometimes she sends out like an article or something like that. She's not trying to start a conversation. She's just sending out the article. So responding to it, you don't need to do that to induce a conversation, because that could constitute a meeting. So just being aware that when you get a group email, when you respond, your best bet is just to reply to the sender, not reply all. All right, any questions on that? All right, awesome, thank you very much. All right, legislative update, is there even one?
It's hard to keep track of it all.
Yeah.
I put that on there in case folks have questions about anything that's currently going on in the legislature. Many of us are pretty active in the legislature and with testimony, so I'm sure if there's a question on any of the numerous bills that are still pending, one of us can probably answer it. I will say this is probably the most educational legislation that I've ever seen that's still pending in the legislature at this current time of year. I can bring up some of those. I think some of the more interesting ones are obviously H955 around consolidation. Still working through that. That is currently in the Senate. Certainly, I would say from some of our standpoints, we do have concerns with some of the pieces that are in that currently as it stands, but we will see where that goes. H650 is another one around essentially banning education technology or having really restrictive education technology policies.
What was that one, H what?
650.
Yeah.
And so that's one that we're watching very, very closely. That is also a concern. We do use certain programs in the classroom that we may not be able to use moving forward. So that's something I know Walter's been intimately involved in. And certainly something that we're going to be talking to the administrative team about coming up at our meeting on Wednesday.
Would that affect our ability to give out Chromebooks?
Yeah.
Because that's an equity issue.
It could potentially, and Walter, correct me if I'm wrong, because I wasn't privy to the latest testimony today. We could not be giving out Chromebooks to
And I would
students.
say that it's one that's kind of taken on a lot of different forms in its iteration. It started out talking about like having a registry for ed tech software. And, it's now had some evolutions where it's about people wanting to ban the use of AI chatbots for 5 years and create a moratorium on it. So it's one of those ones that depends on the day. It's hard to really say what the language of it is.
But it definitely has legs, and it's definitely something we're watching closely and are concerned about.
It was a frustrating day for me when kids had broken their Chromebooks or forgotten to bring them in or didn't have them charged or didn't, and I'd have to try to plan B, but we came to really rely on those quite a bit at the end of my teaching career.
and I think Brooke could maybe see whether she would agree or not. I think part of the concern a little bit is the feeling of allowing the decision-making about what's used to remain in the school system in terms of, the director of curriculum and teachers, those kind of things, versus the specter, for lack of a better term, of looking at like these are the approved programs that somebody else tells you can and can't be used. So I think that's part of the balancing act from my perspective, that my concern lies in.
Well, what if you had another black swan event like the COVID? I mean, what would we have done without those Chromebooks during the COVID?
Well, I also think, there are certainly times where it makes sense to restrict certain technology usage in the classroom and to carefully consider when we use it and when we don't. However, right now, our testing is also electronic, so.
As our SATs and
Yes.
other ones.
Yeah,
that take
so, so I think there's a lot of things that we really need to talk about. And I also, part of that legislation has the Agency of Education, kind of overseeing that, which I'm not sure they have the capacity to do. So there's a lot of concerns. So that's a big one that we're kind of keeping our eye on. Some other, I mean, there's a ton. There is a ton, and we have not Medicaid, and that's something, we'll certainly talk about in future meetings, but really concerned about proposed changes that we're going to see in Medicaid billing and how that impacts the school district and capacity. And school districts are going to be moving to or medical records, electronic medical records, a different program than what we currently use, and the timeline for that is pretty concerning. All of these new changes in Medicaid have to be implemented October 1st, which is partway through a school year. So, and what that looks like is concerning. So, I mean, I think there's a lot of things that we're keeping our eye on closely, and should be coming to fruition in the next couple of weeks. But there certainly looks like there's going to be a lot more for school districts to implement.
Just to make sure we catch it up, Glenn has his hand raised.
Oh, thanks.
What's up, Glenn?
I had heard, I think it was the middle of last week, and I could be mistaken, that Los Angeles School District just passed a sweeping reform on the use of technology in the classrooms and really curtailing it in the younger grades.
Yes, you are right.
Okay.
You are not mistaken. Yes, that is correct. And I think other states out there are doing similar things. So, I think in education, we tend to swing one way or the other instead of like being moderate in our approach to things. And so it'll be interesting.
Well,
Because to piggyback on that, the same discussion, and it was from several different states where they had enacted cell phone bans, and they saw their test scores increase dramatically.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is our legislation aimed at the early grades?
Walter, did that,
As of the last time I can recall, I don't believe there's anything specific in it to grade level. It's, the legislation talks about ed tech software and tries to give an all-encompassing definition to what everything that constitutes that.
I think it makes a lot more sense for the early grades.
I think some school districts in the state too are looking at specifically, bans in K2. There's some chatter about that out there. So, I mean, certainly Walter Casey and I have been talking about putting together possibly a committee to look at technology use in the district and AI and all of those things. So those are some conversations we're currently having and we're going to have with the rest of the administrative team on Wednesday. So
Well, the Superintendent's Association has quite a bit of cloud. I mean,
Mhm.
I'd like to see them use it for things like trying to target this tech ban for the early grades.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, I mean, that's certainly, you know, I'm about to become president of that organization in 2 weeks. You know, I think right now what we're focused on is H650 and the fact that we're not certain, you know, of the AOE's capacity. And I think the AOE would testify that they don't have the capacity to oversee education technology. We have not gotten into a conversation around specific bans on technology K2, but I mean, there's certainly chatter that has started in the education community on that. So, I mean, I think, who knows? That could be coming. I think we have all we can do right now to stay abreast of current legislation that is in the legislature.
All right, good conversation. Anybody else? All right. Committee reports, finance. So that was me. We talked about, where did my finance one go? The agenda, I think.
Fund balance.
Yep. So the main thing was the fund balance in the capital improvements account. And Cheryl did a great job kind of pointing us to, we have a nice Excel spreadsheet in front of us that points us to like what's happened right now and what's going to be happening, which are the two kinds of things that happen this time of year, right? What have we already done? You know, Fairhaven roof repair, the Orwell kitchen project, the Fairhaven High School steam line, control valves and controls, and the boiler interconnect project. So that's kind of like current, and then coming up, stuff that we are encumbering as we're moving quickly here towards July 1st. Controls for the boiler, the Fairhaven elevator project, and more for the boiler again. So that boiler project is quite large. So that's where we're at. We have not transferred the FY26 yet. And so right now, the balance that we have is about $548,000. There's no longer any encumbrances or earmarks based on our reorganization or coming together. We had things that used to be earmarked, but those are gone. So now we're just kind of working with a whole, which is nice. So we talked about that. And then we talked about, which we will talk more about at the next meeting, the Slate Valley Elementary School reorganization plan, putting together a committee to look at how we're set up with our elementary schools and what can we do to potentially save money or reorganize them and better use our resources in our school district. So we talked about that, and so that, and I think that was basically the big part of it.
And that reorganization plan you were gonna put on the agenda to
For
vote
next,
on.
correct.
Yeah.
For next meeting. Yep. So we'll bring it, that's just starting a committee and getting ready to look at it for the next year. Yep. Anything else anybody remember? All right. All right, public comment, again, anybody? All right, well, before we wrap up, it is Staff Appreciation Week. I don't know if anybody saw Facebook today, but I should have come to eat because there was a lovely meal offered today. Was it just the mornings that you went around?
Just the middle school, high school this morning.
And then
tomorrow's Benson and Orwell, and Thursday, I think, is Castleton and Fairhaven.
Okay.
So certainly if any board members want to join us, you are more than welcome to join us for that. Sue joined this morning.
Nice. Did you get a good meal?
I didn't eat anything. We were too busy pushing carts around.
Oh my
But I
gosh,
do
it looks so
encourage-
good. How could you not like slip
I
a piece
know,
in
right?
right?
But I want to encourage other school board members to take part in that because, you know, it's kind of It's like a meet and greet to some of us.
Yeah.
We don't know all the teachers. And
Yep.
it gave us that opportunity to meet them and thank them and
Yep, nice. Oh, great, Sue. Thanks for going. We appreciate that.
Well,
Everybody
I am,
does.
But, oh, you wanna come?
You wanna
I'm
go?
gonna be there, but I'm just gonna warn somebody. You, who else?
Oh, Casey, Cheryl.
Really? Patrick's already here.
We're
He already
doing,
knows.
we're
No, I'm just
doing
kidding.
Orwell and then we're going to
Oh, I
Benson.
know that,
so.
but I'm just wondering what staff is, because if you go into a certain classroom, there's a certain animal in it.
No, he's being kind and forewarning you
Did you
about
bring
other
snakes
visitors
the
that
other
might
day?
be at the school.
Fifth grade.
Snake at school.
All right, well, I will not be visiting fifth grade then. So somebody else can
we
do
stand
that.
outside the classroom for the most part.
Stay in the hallways.
That's
So
close-
usually we
that's
go
close
in and
enough.
relieve the teacher. I will not
I wanna
be
make
doing
them all
Right,
go.
yeah. We won't believe
that.
that
Not
teacher.
happening.
Well, thank you very much. It's lovely to have a week to be able to do that and go around and say thank you to everybody. So we appreciate that. And I do like the pictures, so keep those coming.
Oh, I want to look.
They're awesome. Yeah, they're on Facebook. They're cute. Oh, good. Cute, cute. All right, agenda building.
So we will have the elementary reorganization plan. We will also have, we're going to start our end of the year goal sharing for administrators. So I believe May 18th is myself, Chris, Casey, Ben, and Jen. The elementary principals will be going the beginning of June.
Okay.
What else? There was something else
We'll have action on the TAN,
on the what?
on the tax anticipation.
I thought that was
Oh, that's
June.
June, you're
Yeah.
right, sorry.
Will we have
myself.
dates for graduation? Can you put those? bring those
Yeah,
up?
I should have all of that. I'm gathering all the end of the year activities from principals right now. We're gonna talk about that in our Wednesday
Okay.
meeting, and then I will put that all out to you. High
Perfect.
school graduation though is June 12th.
12, right? Yeah, that's what I thought.
And yeah.
And hopefully we might be able to have action on a few of the building and ground project bids.
Correct.
Okay. Okay. Anything else? All right. Motion to, yeah.
I would like to have a conversation sometime in the future about industrial arts, if we could.
So you should have come to finance. You missed it. We had a conversation about it. You should talk to, you should have gotten an email. Did you send it to everybody? Would he have gotten it too?
I thought I sent it to everyone this afternoon. Yes.
Okay.
Or not this, just
Just a minute.
a minute ago.
Yeah, just a little while ago. So, and Sue has some updated information too, if you guys want to connect about kind of something going on in the community.
But we could certainly.
I would look at that.
Did you send it to the Grizz? It's like Grizz, whatever.
No, I didn't send it to Chris.
I
Okay.
don't know when you'd want to have a conversation about the Mississippi Miracle, quote unquote. You know, we should gather some information and.
Yeah, that might be more like August. So we have some, some time to gather information and be able to focus on it. Yep. Anybody else? Anything else? All right. Motion to adjourn. Oh, don't be so quick, everybody. All right. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Thank you very much. We'll see you all May 18th.